intuition. And so that's just a word. You see, I'm questioning all this because we have a word and we think we know. Yes? But what is intuition? How do we get there? How do we make this possible? How do we do this? Because of course, it's a good thing. Once you have intuition, you can save all the money on the core system, you can save so many things. So how do we get intuition? Very practically. I mean, for you, see, I had several people that they emailed me and they say, well, we don't come because, or they not to me, but to somebody else, we don't come because Kieran always talks about the same things. But I'm not talking about what I want to talk about, I talk about what you want to hear. That's why I'm asking questions, but it's really, that's our illusion, that life is not giving us what we want. Everybody believes this, everybody. And especially those people who have tried the law of attraction, like, and this still doesn't work. They can't return the book. So, we generally think the life is not giving us what we want. But we don't ask really ourselves, are we really clear what we want? And then are we clear about any mechanism, any science, how to get from here to there? But the first thing is really to know what we want. And if we really question ourselves, but almost nobody does this, they would come to this conclusion: they want to have sleep. They want to sleep. They don't want to be woken up. They want to not be disturbed. They want to keep on believing the things they always believed. They want to keep on doing the same things they always did. They want to keep their habits. They want to keep what they have, their possessions. Not only the physical, but also, more importantly, the mental possessions. You don't want to question those things. So, now, when you're here, I'm questioning, because this is my life. And this is the life of everybody who really creates. They are questioning, and who was one of the most intelligent people of all times, or considered to be the wisest man of all times? I give you a hint earlier, a Greek. Or even, what's his teacher? Socrates. Yes? So what did Socrates said about himself? I know that I know nothing. And so how is this possible? This guy, considered to be the wisest man of history, is saying, I know nothing. Because this is the basic, the starting point for anyone to get something. That first you don't know already. So the moment you know anything, you think you know, it ends. So at the moment where you think, well, I just have to believe hard enough that I can get it, I will get it. It stops. And you have then to not go to any class with Kiran, because then, what? I believed in this so much. I believe, so how is it possible? Maybe I have to question this. So it's never popular. Any teaching that is about just reconfirming what everybody else says, but questioning what everybody else says, is never popular. Was never popular, will never be popular, because the number one thing we want in our life is not to be disturbed. We want to keep on going. And what is this? We want to keep on going. What's this? This is the second most important law of physics. Or it's one of the two most important. One is the law of conservation, and the other is the law of momentum. This was the big thing that Newton came up with. Any body set into motion continues in this path, in this direction, if nothing disturbs it. Forever. And he made actually this, from this simple idea, he came up with all these ideas about the orbits, the planets moving again around, without stopping, because they have a certain momentum. There's nothing that objects, that keeps them stopping them. So it's the number. These are basically two laws of physics that run everything. One is the law for matter. That's the conservation law of momentum, or conservation law of inertia or momentum or movement. And the other is the conservation law of energy. They're basically the same. They mean the same. So it's both are pointing to the most basic factor of physics, energy and matter. It's that things, once they get into a certain motion or energy, they want to keep this direction, this motion, this energy. And this is true for most people. So for most people, they are ruled completely by the law of physics. That's true, by the law of matter and energy. Their life is continuous momentum. Like when you look at your grandparents, what can you see in this direction? What can you see in this respect? Well, how is their life? Is there like you're doing a lot of crazy things? They're going out when you don't expect them to go out. They order food that you never saw them to order. They come up with great new ideas that you never expected them to have. Or what can you see about your grandparents?
All of that.
They were crazy and had all this, yes? Okay. They're still living, probably.
What?
They're still living.
Well, one died at 95.
See, that's it. That's it. Because this is, if they are really, and there are some like this, it's the best way to stay very, very healthy for a very long time and get very old, because as long as you have this spirit of children, means what are children? It's the opposite. But what is this made of? What happens if I let this drop? Yeah? Or what happens if I put this GPS into the water? What happens? Yeah? This is interesting questions. Yeah? But once you're a certain age, you would never do this because you know the answer. You know absolutely the answer about everything. And then when you're really old, you know really everything. So then the world is all figured out. What you should eat, what you should not eat, what is a good idea, what's not a good idea, when to get up, when to sleep, what's the place to go for vacation, what are good neighbors and bad neighbors, what are the reason for all the problems that we have today, and what would be really good if things could be this way. So everything is figured out. So then what does happen? And you die. And what is dying?
Life stops.
No creator?
Well, basically, yeah, it is from one point complete stability, yes, but from another point of view, I see it as a reset.